Right, welcome back everybody. Today you joined us on this Ford Mondeo. This is the Mark III, and what we have here, the problem is we have water running into the passenger footwell. So there are a few known issues. This is quite a common problem on the Mondeos and the Focuses as well, I believe. And what that is the actual cabin filter, pollen filter, is actually situated behind this scuttle panel, and there's a seal that goes around the back of that. And I did notice last time that seal was actually damaged on this, and I just totally forgot about it, to be honest with you. I did try looking for a new one, but you can't really come across them that easy. So the only other way around that to seal that up is to use some silicone or Sikaflex or something along them lines, Tiger Seal, and just put a bead around that just to seal that up. And also there are a couple of other things to look out for as well. I'll just show you that now. You may notice I've already took the wipers off at the minute just so we can lift this scuttle panel up, but this is what I've just noticed here. Look, I don't know if you can see that. We're not actually situated properly on the windscreen there, so that could be another part of the issue as well. So we are going to take this off and just to double check the pollen filter housing and have a look under there. So you will need to take your wipers off for that, as I say. You don't really need to take your wipers off to take this half off, but I might just have a look under there. I just wanted to take them off. They are simple enough to come off. 2 13mm bolts, one on each wiper, and they just pop off as well. So, but we are going to take this off, and to get this off, you've got your star keys there. You've got a star bolt there, one there, and one there. So we're going to get our star drive out now. We'll undo them, and then we'll have a look under here. Right, so these screws are actually a T30. So just going to take them out now. And I say we've only just noticed this in the last 4 weeks, and the reason we did notice it was because we started getting a bit of a fusty smell in there, and that's when Stacey noticed that it was coming from the passenger corner. And when she actually had a look round in there, she noticed that the carpets were all wet. So there is a possibility I've seen online that the actual windscreens do leak as well behind the A-pillar, but I don't think we got that problem in here. I reckon this is something to do with this seating along the bottom of the windscreen here running into the cabin filter. So let's just move it out of the way, bring you in for a look. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of debris in there, nothing to write home about. So I think I do need to clean this channel along here. We'll get all that all cleaned up. And there are apparently some drainage points as well. So let's just take this filter out a minute. Oh, it does feel a bit damp actually. It is very wet on the top there. So I think what's happening is we will have to change that. Actually, I'll have to get a new one of them orders that is soaking. What I think is actually happening is I think we've been letting in water along the top there. See, as you can see, along that seal there, that seal is butted right up to the windscreen. There's no gap there at all, but as you saw on this one, we had a good, probably getting on for an inch gap there, and that trim comes off as well there, so it's all wet under there. So I will probably take that half of the scuttle off as well. We'll take this strip right off, give it a clean because it's full of crap in there. You can see right along the end there, there's some crap right in there. We'll give that a clean. But it's nice to see that the actual blower motor's in there, and it's actually bone dry in there. So I think we are actually running in around the side of this, and I might actually just whiz this off as well, this case. So you've got looks like a 13mm there and a 13mm just there. So I think we will take that out, have a good look right behind here and see what we can see. Right then, as you can see, I've undone them 2 13mm bolts. I've just lifted this forward, and this is what I was on about this gasket. You see, it's all it's broken, it's deteriorated. It's only foam at the end of the day, and I did try and look for these online, and you can't find them anywhere. So that one is all soaked. You can see it's broken in multiple places, and it just wasn't doing its job. So what I'm going to do, let's just lift that right out. That's the back of it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good clean up. We'll get all that bit of foam off there. We'll just get a blade and scrape that off. We'll come in here, we'll clean all the foam off down there that's left on there. We'll give all this a good clean, get all that muck and debris out of there, get a nice clean surface, and then we'll give it a nice bead of, I've got some Sikaflex or some Tiger Seal. So that's what I'm going to do, and that is where I think the water has been coming in. That seal's been letting by, and it's just been running down in front. It's not actually been going into the motor housing, it's just been running in between the bulkhead there and the inside of the glove box. So that's going to be our problem there. So I'm just going to get this cleaned up now, and I'll come back to you when we're starting to refit this. Right then folks, I've had a really good clean up in here, and as you can see now, I put myself a bead of Sikaflex around there. So hopefully that should prevent any water coming in, and I've also stuck a bead on the back of this housing as well, just to definitely cover myself. So I say I can't find these gaskets. I'm not sure if you can get it from a main dealer. I didn't know the part number for it, so that's all they was interested in. They didn't know what they was looking for, they just want part numbers at the end of the day. So this is the other option to do, and to be fair, this will probably last a lot longer than one of them silly foam gaskets. So what we'll do now is we'll get this pushed back on, and I did also give that windscreen a good clean up, and also I did clean that plastic trim out. In the end there was a really hard bit of hard moss, so that was at the corner of the passenger side windscreen where it would have met up here, so would have definitely never got that sat there with that in there. So let's get this back on and start reassembling. Right, so we've got our two 13mm nuts there, and it come off this way. You just do need to hold your wiring loom up, so you want to be careful not to damage your gasket you've just put on there. So there we go. I've already caught a bit on that wiring loom there, see, look, it's quite tight. There we go. So we'll push that in there now, push that back there, push that on there so we get a nice good fix in there. You can see that gasket's oozing out now, so we'll just do that up. Finally get our last nut on. And I do believe this is going to solve our issue, but we will keep monitoring it. And we should double check that one. Right, they're both nipped up now. I'm happy with that. We've got a really good seal there. So there you can see our white Sikaflex, and that bead is all the way around the top and the bottom of that. So we can stick our filter back in. I say I will replace this because it's not very nice, that one. And there is an airflow on the top there. I don't know if you can make that out. It says airflow, so you want the arrows pointing into your vehicle. I just push that right back home there. I did give it a bit of a blowout, but that's all I can do at the minute. So we'll start reassembling our scuttle panel now. So first of all, we'll get our driver's side in as well. But this is the key part, is getting your trim right pushed up to the bottom of your windscreen, because that's where you're going to let go. There we go, that's clipped in now. There we go. That wasn't in before, and it wouldn't have gone in because there was that hard bit of crap in there. And as you can see there, I've given that panel a nice clean up as well. So let's just make sure we get this clipped in properly. Right, that's clipped over there nicely now. That's sitting better there. I think we've got a decent fix there. So what we can do now is we can start to put our fixing screws back in. And as I say, I'm pretty confident that this was what our problem was. And I say I do believe This is quite a common problem with the Ford Focuses as well. What I've researched online anyway, so, but it's definitely a Mondeo issue. I've seen it before on the other Mondeos, this problem. But my next task is to get that carpet inside dried out. We'll probably get like a wet vax on that and suck most of the water out. There's not puddles in there, it's just damp, so it shouldn't take a lot. We'll get that sucked out with a suction hoover, and then we'll get a bit of heat in the car as well. We'll get it up to temperature, get the blowers running on, put the feet blowers on, and that'll give it a nice bit of heat as well. And then we can start monitoring to see if we have actually solved our issue, and hopefully we can get rid of that fusty smell as well. So the carpets probably will want a bit of a shampoo, not just sucking the water out. So that is the job pretty much done now. All I've got to do is stick the wipers back on, but let me show you how we're fully fixed now. So I don't know if you can see there, it does look like a gap on camera, but that's actually a lot better than it was. I think we're going to have solved the issue there, so I'm really happy with that. This was all loose before. I say it's still not the best design, but we've got that rubber seal mated on the bottom of the windscreen now, so that, with this fitted properly and the Sikaflex, that should hopefully have sorted this issue out. So only time will tell, and if there is any more leaks on it, you'll know about it, because we'll be back on the channel recording it to see what the problem is. But as I say, I think that is job done now. I'm just going to stick the wipers on, and hopefully that is this job put to bed, and that is the end of the water leak. So I'm going to call it a day for this one, and until next time, we'll see you about.